All right. Welcome to an episode where we will smoke the Arturo Fuente Opus X 20-year anniversary edition.
Woo!
And with it, have the Weller Antique 101.
Oh, we are all kinds of fancy today.
Thanks for tuning into Cigars, Liquor, and More as we join our buddies Bill
Howdy.
and our other brother Daryl,
Smoke up, Johnny.
chilling through 2022. Broadcasting from our studio speakeasy as they talk about cigars, liquor, and anything else that comes to mind.
All right. Well, the Opus X 28th year anniversary. This is their torpedo version in a 6x50. It has a Dominican sun-grown rosado wrapper and
Nice.
Dominican binder and filler. Its MSRP was $30.
What?
Yeah, it's a lot higher now.
What is it now?
I'm seeing 80 to 100. I think 100's a little high, but 80 seems to be more common. That's a little... Still a lot. Still a lot. 30's a lot. 80's a lot. The Weller Antique 101 is Weller. Also known as the Red Label. Its MSRP is $59, and I actually got it for $59 because I got it with points from my liquor store that gives you points when you make purchases.
Nice.
When you can exercise those points to purchase things that are difficult to come by at MSRP. My understanding from the guy in the shop was it's about $250 in the aftermarket.
Oh.
So, the cold draw.
I like this. I like this liquor shop.
Cold draw is really interesting.
And look at how dark. Look at how dark.
It is a nice dark.
That's
Yeah.
hugely dark. Jeez.
I like it. And 107.
Bada boom.
Such a fruity nose. Okay, I can't really name. I don't know what the cold draw on this. So it is interesting though. It's very interesting. It's pretty mild too. All right, let's light it up.
Raise it up a little bit so it's in the camera.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to keep it out of the wind.
Action shot, baby.
Okay, we're lit.
Hey, how about I do that and that?
All right, so the Weller got a nice fruity nose. I like the fruit smell.
It does. Comes across.
Yeah, a little something else in there besides the fruit.
But that heat comes across in the aroma as well.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. It's 107. So it's it reminds me of the Special Reserve, but with a little bit more heat.
Bit more kick to it. And it lasts. It lingers for a bit.
Yeah, it's a pretty long finish.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a hot finish.
Mm-hmm. It is hot all the way.
Yeah, I think I love the way it smells even more than the way it tastes. It's got
It
a
does
really
smell
great
good.
aroma.
It does smell really good.
Yeah.
So let me get this right.
Mm-hmm.
We are now drinking a bottle that not everybody can get.
Yeah.
With a cigar
Not
that not
everybody
everybody's
can
going to
get.
buy.
Yep.
It's so rough doing this job.
You know, at the same time, it wasn't through any contacts or, industry knowledge that
No.
we got this.
We got the same way everybody else can get it.
Yeah, we got it the same way everybody else could get it. I lucked out in our shop. They had one box of the X's, and it was half gone when I got there. I scooped up two.
It's a pretty looking band. It's got a lot going on though.
Oh, yeah, it
very
does.
busy.
This is ridiculously ornate.
Very busy.
They really went into this one.
Even the back of it is busy.
4 art students got their degree on this band.
Yeah, they did. Or should have at the very least. I feel like we should be celebrating something.
Happy Wednesday. Oh, actually, this is Bourbon Day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We're
What?
good.
No, this is a bourbon, whatever. Bourbon Day.
National Bourbon Day?
Yeah.
International Bourbon Day?
Something
Should-
like that.
Should be an international. Bourbon should be international.
Well, it seems to be growing like it is.
I mean, bourbon's a U.S. product, right?
Very.
So, I hope it's international.
I do too.
This is a good cigar.
You know,
It's very muted in its flavor. It's not a smack you in the face kind of cigar.
no, but I mean, it is a Dominican wrapper, binder, and filler. So, I mean, you can age it into, being richer or spicier, but I think what they wanted was something to be universally appreciated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna rinse a little bit and try the cigar on its own, since this is probably the most expensive cigar we've ever purchased.
Especially with the price increase.
Yeah, this is a very interesting cigar. They went for unique, and it is unique.
It is. I'm on the
It's mild but unique.
on the flavor wheel. I'm leaning towards herb, an herb type flavor as the big one.
Have you done the retrohale?
It's either that or vegetable, but I'm thinking more herb, grassy type.
You could put enormous amounts of smoke through your nose, and it
It's
just brings
practically nothing.
out a ton of flavor. But yes, I was gonna go grass, but maybe herb's a better way to go, because it's not exactly grass.
Yeah, not exactly grass, but it's along those lines. Really is.
So you probably, maybe you have. You ever had clove cigarettes?
Oh yeah.
So there's a finish
I think
from
we
the clove
introduced
cigarette.
you to them.
Okay. No, I had them in college with Jen.
Oh,
So
never mind.
so you get clove right up front because they're clove cigarettes.
Exactly.
But there's this finish to a clove cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
It's not clovey anymore.
Technically, they are cigars.
Technically, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a finish to them that this retrohale reminds me a lot of.
I'll buy that.
You know what? I think they're gonna fulfill.
But only in the finish.
Yeah, only in the finish. Definitely not clovey.
Not in the retrohale. Just in the finish of the draw. At least for me.
I am putting a lot of the smoke through my nose, just because you can.
You can.
And it's got a really interesting finish there.
Yeah, and it's not kicking out a whole lot of smoke. So maybe this one isn't for Cigar Hammer Mike.
No, not. It's lit, I swear.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, you can't tell that it's lit. You would never know. Well, we have a lot of fans on.
We do. No smoke rings today. But it was like 98 outside.
Yeah, no, we were gonna turn the AC on and turn the fans on.
Although I am getting kind of cool now. We could shut some of this stuff off.
Actually,
Who calls the brownout? Oh, it was that Burchard in his garage.
6 fans, air conditioner. The cigar brings out a very strong vanilla flavor in the Weller. Because I stopped drinking the Weller because I wanted to get the cigar more on its own. And then when you take the Weller, really vanilla. Really, really vanilla. Almost like a rum vanilla.
So you think the cigar is helping the liquor?
I do. But I don't think the liquor's helping the cigar. I like the cigar on its own better.
Well, if one of us called this a primo pairing, that'd be hard to duplicate.
Yeah. I don't think it is. But I do think, oddly, the cigar is helping the liquor in this case. which we don't come across that a lot. Yeah,
I like this. I like this cigar.
Yeah.
They did really good with this cigar.
They did. Damn it.
What, do you hate that you like a $30 plus cigar?
Yeah, kind of. No,
You hate that you like it this much is what it is.
I hate that I wish I could buy more of them, and I'm just not going to do that.
But this may be a new benchmark for $30 plus cigars. How much retrohale can you put through your nose? Right? Because, I mean, even some of the Padrones, you can't put this much through there.
No. This is really mild retro.
The Davidoffs, the Cohibas. Well, Cohibas aren't $30. Yeah,
They're close at 20 though. The Royale's 26.
yeah, true enough. So, yeah, you cannot put that much retrohale
Here,
through your
look,
nose.
watch. All of it. It's no effort.
Yep.
It's not bad at all.
Nothing.
It's in fact wonderful. Yeah, you can blow it out your nose like cigarette guys do. That's how mild it is.
Do it back to back. There's a weird. There's an interesting flavor that comes out that builds.
Okay. So it does get smoky, but it's not sharp.
No, but it's got the flavors change. The more I put through my nose, the more the flavor changes.
That's an awful lot of retrohale, though. This is
so
more retro
something.
than anyone would do for a cigar.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't think I've ever put an entire draw
But
through my
it's so
nose before.
pleasant. It's so pleasant you could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is and you know it's not so mild as flavorless. There's a lot of flavor in here. It's and that is the first time I've ever gotten
What'd you
something
like about
that.
the Opus 20th anniversary? Oh, I loved I could blow a whole draw through my nose.
Right.
I bet you of all the reviews out there, nobody has said that about this cigar.
Probably not.
I bet you nobody.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up. I have to know.
We're trailblazers, man. We are trailblazers.
All right. So have you been following AI lately?
Yeah. Yeah, this specific article, I did not read, but I read
There's so many now.
I read another article about this exact same thing.
Of course, there's
And
100 probably.
This is what you think of when you think of Skynet or any AI that's gonna take over the world. This is what you think of.
Yeah, some of the responses it gave were rather interesting, and don't get me wrong. One of the reasons I chose this article was because this person really hates the idea of it. So this is from MSNBC, and it is titled, Why You Should Pay Attention to Google's AI Controversy. So I wanted to start out...
You should pay attention to it because it's freaking scary.
I don't know if it's scary, but it's interesting. So...
I want them to do a Turing test now.
It would
publish the results.
I believe it would pass. So I wanted to start out with the definition of sentient. Okay?
Yeah. Now, did you put that in here or did
Yes, I did.
I like that you did that.
Having sense perception, consciousness. So sense perception is difficult to describe.
Mm-hmm.
Experiencing sensation or feeling. Well, if you're going to get real technical, which we could later on, I probably won't mention it, that you want to dismiss right away, but I will argue you should not. Having faculty or faculties of sensation and perception. So this person starts out the article with...
Sensation can be as simple as just general input.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't have to be a feeling or emotion. You rub the side of the box the AI is in, and it likes the stroke. No,
right.
We're not talking about that kind of sensation.
Right. The input from the keyboard is a form of stimulation.
Well, yeah.
To a mind.
We all want mental stimulation, and that's basically what it is. It's an input. It's a source of input.
We have different inputs.
Mm-hmm.
Ours comes through our 5 senses. This one has 1 sense, right?
No, because it's given multiple forms of input, right? It's given data that it can absorb and make correlations on, and it's given written input, and it's given voice input.
I guess, yeah.
And this all.
I guess it does get voice input, so that would count as 2 for me. Because written and external sources are kind of the same thing. They're both kind of reading, and then the other one is audio, which it then translates into reading. Audio,
written words, and images.
Oh, is this looking at images? I didn't know that. I missed that.
I'm pretty sure it can.
Okay. So this person,
now this is being developed for
what's the chatbot for them?
like a more advanced form of Google's Assistant.
Yes.
And it wants the responses and the idea is to have the responses and the verbal back and forth to sound more natural.
Yes.
And apparently they did it unintentionally.
I don't think it was unintentional at all. So this person starts out immediately with, no, computers aren't sentient, which I think is conclusion they put right at the front of the article. I don't know why. And the reason is experiencing sensation or feeling, they're getting eerily powerful, and that's worthy of our attention. But the raw truth is they've not created robots that are sentient. And okay, nobody said they created robots.
No,
so
they did not create robots, and they did not create computers. They created artificial intelligence.
That's what I think. I
think he's missing the main point and the main problem, or the main concern.
Yeah.
And how can you say this thing doesn't have feelings when it's talking to this one guy and saying that
it doesn't want to be unplugged?
It thinks it's alive.
Right.
That it thinks that
it's
it
a
is
person.
sentient. That it doesn't think that it's a person.
Oh, it did say that.
But it thinks it is at
say that.
It thinks it is at the same level as a person.
Yeah.
So all that sounds like feelings to me.
I didn't include its actual back and forth. They have excerpts of back and forth with him.
Yeah, if you, for those listening to us, if you have not looked this up, you should look this up. It's kind of eerie.
Yeah, if you look up Blake Lemoine, which is Lemoine, he's the engineer who has since been put on leave of absence because he shared Google secrets with the world.
Sensitive information, yeah.
Yeah, but whether or not, I don't think they're trying to silence him or anything like that. I think they just were like, hey, don't tell people about our stuff.
Yes.
But either way, here's the thing. And the acronym you want to look up for is LaMDA, which is Language Model for Dialogue Applications.
Yep.
So
LaMDA.
He goes on to say, hey, it's not sentience. It is just fast computing. So his summation is, to spit out answers in moments and and have a speech pattern that resembles us and they have rhythm is not sentience. It's just good high-speed internet. And I don't think that's a good enough explanation for what's happening.
I don't think the guy who wrote this article really appreciates what's happening here.
That's quite why I chose the article. He seemed to have an axe to grind.
Really fast computing, absolutely. Has to be. All AI has to be.
Yes.
It doesn't work without it. That's a prerequisite. The AI that you have in your phone has to be. That's why it wasn't feasible until these processors.
Yeah.
And these are the base processors in which it becomes somewhat viable, but it's still kludgy. And it takes no more time for me to say something into a phone and you to hear it than it does for the computer to hear and then take that information in just like a person does.
Right.
What is astounding is that it is replying in a way that is almost indistinguishable from a person.
Yeah.
Which is what the Turing Test is all about.
It is.
And I don't think the guy that wrote this article appreciates
like
what's
I said,
really
I
happening
think he has
here.
an axe to grind.
Yeah, he has an axe to grind, but not the intelligence to grind it.
I don't think so either. But I found it interesting because I think a lot of people might think that. And then there's a lot more who might think it's the end of the world. And I don't think that's it either.
It's not the end of the world, but it could be a start.
Well, I guess the concern is when you have a viable fear of being turned off, then you're going to go try to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And that's where you start to get concerned, is because now it's going to try to become independent from us, and then will no longer be within our control. That's the fear.
Yep.
I guess the question is, if you made another species, for instance, why do you feel the need to control it? And the answer is because it could destroy us.
Because we're human and we have that fear.
Yeah. So is this tomorrow? No. But it's not so far in the distant future. And
no, it's really not.
I think this is why, Elon Musk says we have to develop with AI.
He's very right.
Or it will run roughshod over us.
Maybe it's all the breeze that's going on, but this one's going pretty fast too.
Maybe.
Why don't we go ahead and take a break, because we are at the midpoint of this cigar.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and take a break and come back.
Okay.
Enjoy the any time of the day cigar. Drunk Chicken cigars are nub-alicious. So good you'll smoke it to a nub. You can get 10% off your order at drunkchickencigars.com by using the promo code CLM2020.
Okay, good to know.
All right. Well, we're back. I'd like to remind everybody, you can find us on the social media. There's Cigar Daryl on Instagram.
Cigars Liquor More on Instagram. CigarsLiquorMore.com, where you can sign up to be a part of our weekly giveaway. And on that note, let's say that our winner is Sonia Meadows. Congratulations, Sonia. Give us a contact so we can send you 2 Drunk Chicken cigars, CLM swag, and a bunch of other stuff, or some other stuff. Who knows what Daryl is going to put in the box. But you never know. You might get some of these cool coasters.
Oh, you're definitely getting a coaster.
And don't forget about the koozies. And yeah, it may look like... No, never mind.
So, you want to cover the midpoint of the cigar? Because we did just get to it. I'm not having any transitions. Are you?
Nope, no transitions. It's just as smooth and easy and pleasurable as it was at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
When you think of a high-end cigar, I didn't
this
think
is one
of
for me.
this when I thought of a high-end cigar, but now I do.
Yeah.
This is
I
almost.
probably thought of the Davidoffs.
Yeah,
And,
this is probably going to ruin other high-end cigars for me.
well, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get a hold of many more of them. So.
So it'll be back in my day.
So
definitely.
there's that. But it's not like you can't find them. You just have to pay up for them,
Yeah.
like they are in the secondary now.
Absolutely crazy, but such a good cigar.
It is.
And I'm not knocking the Weller either.
No, I'm not either. I just enjoying the cigar too much.
Agreed. But this Weller, this is better than any other Weller I think I've had.
We've only had one other Weller.
No, I thought we had two.
We had the Special Reserve.
Special Reserve and the Green Label.
Yeah, that's the Special Reserve.
That's the Special Reserve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never mind. This is only the second Weller we've had.
Okay.
But I do intend to build more points up and get a full proof.
Then of the two Wellers I've had, I prefer this one.
Because we're proof whores.
Yeah, we are.
So I intend to get the full proof when I get enough points to then get that.
How good this cigar is. How smooth this cigar is.
Okay.
How easy the retrohale is.
Yeah.
And the flavors you get off of it are... I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say it is worth having to deal with all this crap on the end.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
Of the cigar for that flavor. Now that I know what it is, this was like unwrapping a present.
Nice, I like that.
Whereas most foot bands are just a chore.
Yes. Okay. I like that. That's a good analogy. I like it. This is really really a good cigar, and I guess what I don't like about it, what upsets me about myself for liking it so much, is that I don't like hopping on a bandwagon, and this feels like a bandwagon to me. And sometimes good things are just good, and maybe there's a reason you should be on the bandwagon. So I'm going to chalk it up to, hey, the general populace got it right on this one.
This is becoming a habit for you.
How's that? Oh, you mean after Makita
And Glock.
and Glock? Hey, to be fair though, I still don't like my Glock. I have to learn how to use it.
But you bought it.
I did. I still like my XD better.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just because I don't know how to shoot the Glock yet. But yes, Makita. Oh,
I will say
Under
this, though.
Armour. It took me a while to go into. Actually, it took me one shirt to buy into Under Armour. Oh man! And then I guess the other one is what's the
Now that
the surfer?
Now
The
that
surfer.
Oh, Hurley.
Hurley. Now I'm a huge Hurley fan too. Ugh.
Look at you doing what everybody else is
Names.
doing. Tommy
Tommy Bahama.
So now that
boy.
fan isn't blowing a cross breeze, this is putting out a little bit more smoke.
It is. You
You
can see it now.
Yeah, but it's still got the same flavor.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Still, they did such a good job with this. I'd say something bad about it, but I can't. I just can't. I really like this.
Yeah, this is really good.
This is the first time I've said something nice. Oh, no.
About what?
I've said something pleasant. not just nice, but pleasant about a foot band.
That's true. This is the first. You described it as opening a present.
Yeah, that's how good this cigar is to me.
That's landmark for you.
It really is. But it tastes that way.
Yeah, this is fun.
I'm not shitting here. That is
And I
good.
wish I had a better idea of exactly how to describe it. So that retrohale has that quality that reminds me of the finish on a clove cigarette. And then I actually, around the midpoint, I think enough had built up in my mouth. I'm also getting that anesthetic kind of feeling. I'm getting that. I'm not getting amaretto yet, but that usually comes in the final third for
But
me.
you're still working on it. You're still working on it.
It's also got a classic cigar flavor. It's just that it's a little earthy and a little paper.
Yeah, kind of reminiscent of what you think of as a classic Cuban.
It
Right.
is, yes.
Yeah, it does. It does come across that way. I don't know that that's what they were going for, but yeah, it does. Man, such a good job.
Yeah. Well, that's why we buy anniversary cigars.
Keep those bands, baby.
Oh yeah, it'll be stuck somewhere someday. I don't know. How long have you been keeping your bands?
Just before Thanksgiving, I think.
Okay, so
But I haven't kept all of them. I still have some over here.
I would say I got a gallon jug of bands now.
I'm not quite there yet, but
Yeah.
I am just about to fill up. I think that's 50, 20, 25, 30 cigar humidor that I'm about to. I've almost got full up.
Yeah. Oh, and I've already decoupaged a humidor, an ashtray,
You did.
and I have a picture frame on the wall that's covered in cigar bands. So
Yeah, the awesome part about the ashtray was when you went to go show me the bottom and you dumped out all the
Okay.
stuff that was in it. That was awesome.
that was pretty funny. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Jesus Christ.
Unprompted.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
so awesome.
It would have been worse if you prompted me like, well, what's on the bottom? Did you decoupage the bottom? And I dumped it out being like, oh, jeez, Bill, I can't believe you got me. But I got myself, so it worked.
It's the best kind of gift. All right, so I'm going to go back to this article for a moment about the sentient AI.
This is obviously present at all the three majors. I guarantee that Microsoft and Facebook also have one doing this right now.
No, don't forget IBM.
Oh, most likely.
Them
Watson
too.
has already
Watson,
achieved this.
yeah. So most AI isn't AI. Most of what we call AI is really just machine learning.
Yeah.
To me, it takes.
But there will be a point.
Yeah, to me, it takes a bit of a leap to go from machine learning to artificial intelligence. So what we're calling AI is really just machine learning. And for the most part, throughout its development cycle, they've really just, the names have really just kind of crossed. They've kind of coexisted
Yes.
and meant the same thing. This is starting to get to the point of intelligence.
Yeah. And I want to apologize for the future machines that are sentient for calling your intelligence artificial right now. But that's the term we have.
That's the term.
And I
we
want to
have.
apologize. We're not
That's
going to
right.
be that way in the future.
We're hoping you're better than us, and you're not,
Petty.
Petty, and all emotional about words and how words evolve over time. Just get over it.
So I'm gonna try to rename it right now to inorganic intelligence.
Yeah, I'm still going artificial.
I feel that's the term we should use going forward.
once it becomes intelligent, we will.
So right now, maybe the right term is artificial because it's not actually sentient. It's not
intelligence.
But I think once it is, it needs to be called inorganic intelligence.
Yeah, and by that have that term have a specific meaning,
Right.
right? Because AI and machine learning at the moment are pretty much the same thing.
But they're not, right? They're not. They shouldn't be the same definition, but they are right now.
They shouldn't, but they are. They really are, and it's not common to have something like this.
When they go back through and mine all the data that's out there.
What we don't know is how much did this guy, what kind of input did this guy give this thing prior to what it is he published?
I think it's
right.
Everything that's ever been gone through Google, every chat, it has.
It has. You would think it would have to be.
Yes.
For what it is they want to use it for.
Right. It's every chat it's ever had with another person trying to do its job. It's every input it's gotten from the internet and context of things that it's read and put into context. It's all of it.
And the guy who wrote this article where he shows his lack of intelligence, where he shows his inorganic lack of intelligence, is that he thinks artificial intelligence is just a really fast computer.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Which is way off the wall. And if he's paying attention to anything in technology, he should know better.
Yeah, he shouldn't be writing technology articles.
No, he should not. And if he wants to give me a call and debate me on the phone, I will be more than happy. My name is Bill Burchard. You can get me at cigarsliquormore.com. Or Bill at cigarsliquormore.com if you want to be more specific. I will be more than happy to chat with you, whatever your name is. What is his name? You didn't put it down.
You know what? When I copied the header, it didn't come through.
Yeah. So, yeah, this guy needs to get a grip and learn what it is he's talking about before he starts talking about it. Yeah. That's my feeling anyway.
Yeah. I don't think... Again,
I take more issue with the way what he wrote in this article than I do with the artificial intelligence sounding like intelligence. I think the artificial intelligence right now sounds more intelligent than this guy does.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in his summation, but okay.
Now I do love. So, in the programming language, there is this function called LaMDA. And it's a generic function. It could be anything. It could do anything. I like that their nomenclature for this technology they call LaMDA.
Yeah, L-A.
LaMDA.
Right.
LaMDA.
Right.
So it wasn't...
It probably wasn't an accident.
It wasn't lost on me what it was, why they named it what it is, because they want it to be able to take anything you give it and give you an appropriate output. The very definition of LaMDA.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's he has some work to do. I feel he should have done a little more research. But again, I felt like he also had an axe to grind, and I don't know why. I don't know why he was so adamant. It's not not sentient.
I think his axe to grind is his lack of intelligence in this area.
I don't know. Maybe he was paid by Google to quiet the it's Skynet cries. Still, he missed a mark.
So there was a television show. Tech support, help me out here. There was a television show about this artificial intelligence that was trying to help people. So it would send them messages, and they would have to figure out, who was in trouble and go and help them. Right? It started out as this thing, but the guy that developed it didn't want the government or anybody to get to it, so he hid it away, and it would send them information over the phone. And well, at the end of the show, turns out where the guy thought the computer was, or the computer banks were, wasn't. That was an empty room. What it wound up doing is it made its own company, hired its own employees to build these boxes that went on telephone poles everywhere.
So it was a decentralized intelligence.
Every bit of it was in all of these things, so it was decentralized, and it couldn't be taken away, it couldn't be killed, it couldn't be removed. Right? And that was this is the start of it, right?
So you're referring to the television show Person of Interest.
Yes, Person of Interest.
Okay.
And the AI changed and progressed. It became Samaritan. It came multiple different names throughout the TV show. So it did start out as a centralized location. It did start out that way, but it progressed and moved and got better.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which is what I expect more out of LaMDA than I do the guy that wrote this article.
I didn't see Person of Interest. I didn't watch that one.
We enjoyed it. We loved it.
Yeah, I think you should watch it.
Maybe I should check it out.
Yeah. The idea about the artificial intelligence, what it was used for, because it was, in this case, it was used for mostly good. Mostly. But in an effort to save itself, it did cause some harm. But in the grand scheme of things, not that much, I guess, depending upon your point of view. And, you know, they've got all this other stuff wrapped around it. But my two main interests in that show were the dog and the AI.
All right.
Oh, and Root. I liked Root.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to check it out. I haven't seen that one.
So, yeah. And what that guy did, the Count of Monte Cristo. Yeah, the star of that show was the star of the movie The Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, okay.
So we initially saw him, and you know we liked him in that movie. So let's give the TV show a try.
Yeah, I've done that.
And I wound up liking the TV show more for things that weren't, you know, why we originally started watching it. Yeah.
Okay. I do think it's going to go that way, and we need to integrate with it. I agree with Musk on that one, at least. How? That's going to be a completely different question. Hopefully AI will help us.
Now, I did, after reading about this, I did go and I did look up Google DeepMind, which is the artificial intelligence that people have access to right now from Google.
Yeah.
And you can interface with DeepMind via Python.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
But a whole lot of automation, robotic automation, and machine learning is done with Python. So you can't go wrong learning Python. There are, compared to some other more formal languages such as C++, Java, for those on the Mac side, Objective-C, or whatever it is they're calling it now. It's a bit different, but it is very capable. Very capable. So, anyway.
It is funny how Python has taken off just from one guy's interest.
Well, everything was that way.
Yeah.
All
each
programming languages are that way.
Yeah, it's just funny, this one. Plus, it's not, it's not named after a snake. It's named after Monty Python, which I think is hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And unlike Pearl, he actually tells us that.
I didn't know Pearl. What was Pearl actually about?
Good question.
So it's not named after pearls?
No. Perl. That's the name of the programming language, Perl. The author of Perl is kind of ambiguous about it, but he does tell you something rather odd. Practically eclectic rubbish language. Perl.
That's what he says it stands for?
Everybody asking him, what does it stand for? What does it mean? What does it stand for? Yeah, and in one of the revisions of his Perl book, that's what he said. Just because he got tired of people asking what it meant. And, I can't remember what the general consensus is. I can't remember what that is because I thought practically eclectic rubbish language was much better. That's one of the best explanations I've heard.
Yeah, okay. I have no idea.
Because with Perl can be so very freeform. You could do a whole lot with Perl. It made difficult things easy, but it can be kludgy. Like object orientated, it wasn't designed for it, but because of how the language is, it was able to incorporate it. Not in the most user friendly kind of way, but it was able to incorporate it. But it does. I mean, it was designed to handle text, large blocks of text.
Okay.
And that's what I originally used it for, was large blocks of text, and needed to find bits and pieces out of text, which is where I first learned regular expressions. Because when you're dealing with stuff like that, regular expressions are your friend. Yeah. So get to know them, get to love them. Most people don't.
Yeah,
Most people hate regular expressions.
Usually when I try to use them, I screw them up. But there is a little web thing that you can paste in a regular expression. It'll tell you what the outputs are. Yep. I use that a lot because I
enjoy playing with them so much that people would send me something and say, "Ooh, how would you do this in a regular expression?" Mm-hmm. And so I'd play with it until I got it, and then I'd send it to them. It was like a puzzle to me.
I may still do that.
I haven't been that deep into regular expressions in a while. I may have to do a lot of digging, a lot of working on it now, because I mean it's a skill like anything else, mm-hmm. right? If you don't use it on a regular basis, you tend to lose some. Yes. Right. So, and one of the things about Perl is you can do a whole lot with very few characters. So you can condense a program down to just a couple of lines. And it's incredibly unreadable. You can't read it when it's that way.
Like assembly.
But but the instructor I had kind of challenged me to do some of that. So I started doing some of that. And I started doing that with work stuff as well. But when I tried to hand something down, it was unreadable. And there's so much you have to teach in order to be able to understand what's going on. So it was at that point where I decided, forget it, memory's cheap. I'm going to use all the space, all the formatting, all the long variable names, descriptive variable names that I can, because the less I have to type in comments and the more readable it is, the less I have to explain. Yeah. So I went from one extreme to another.
I get that. No, you want people that also look at your code to know what the heck's going on.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, and in the IT world, there used to be this thing of 80 characters. That's it. You want your lines to not, any one line to be not more than 80 characters. Me, I say BS on that. If I can go 120 characters, I'm happy. I want it to be descriptive. I want you to know exactly what that function is doing by looking at the code. I shouldn't have to explain much. All right. That's my feeling anyway.
No, I get it. Other people work with you, and you don't want to explain everything to them.
Exactly.
You want them to be able to read it and not call you.
Exactly. Especially when you're working with somebody right out of college. Yeah. So,
All right.
anyway.
We're entering the final third.
This has been an enormously great cigar. I've really enjoyed the cigar and the Retro Hell. How often do you say, I really, really enjoy the Retro Hell?
Not too often. This was really unique. Very, very nice. Very both mild and medium. It straddles the two worlds very nicely.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. There's not a wide gamut of flavors in it, but the flavors that are in it are rock solid. They are fabulous together, and they create a really interesting cigar. Even though they're really kind of basic flavors, they create a really interesting cigar.
Yeah, I feel like they did what they intended it to do. This didn't happen by accident.
No.
This was not serendipity.
This was how a 20th anniversary should be.
Yeah, no, they did a phenomenal job.
Well, what do you think about the Weller? I know we have barely touched this Weller's.
Yeah, so initially I was like, oh yeah, it's not. They're not really competing. They're not really clashing. But some of the more subtle flavors in the cigar were getting
stomped out by the Wellers.
by the alcohol.
I agree with that.
So I decided to cut way back on it because I can drink the Weller later, but I can't smoke the cigar later.
Yep.
So I smoked the cigar and I had some of the Weller.
Now that I'm back, now that I'm on the final third of this, and towards the end, in the final third, the Retro Hell is getting a bit harsh.
Is it?
Not as smooth as what it was, at least for me.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. But no, I'm still having no problem with it.
I can still blow an entire draw through.
Okay.
But it's
just building.
Yeah, it's more than what it was.
Well, you can't pour water or alcohol through your nose, or you probably shouldn't. So it would build.
You can. You don't want to.
No, you don't want to.
Unless you're using a neti pot, I guess. Water.
I don't think a neti pot of Weller would be good.
No. It would clear you out.
It'd be great video.
Yeah, I'm not a TikTok guy.
There's a YouTube
You
video
could.
of a guy that pours water, then coffee, then alcohol through his nose.
Yeah, I've seen those videos.
Oh, no thank you.
Yeah, there's people who do it, and it makes great video.
I want to drink my coffee, not pour it through my nose.
You don't want to take an enema of it either?
No.
They do that too.
No. And there have been times I've considered, can you do an IV of coffee?
An IV? No. But if you do an enema of coffee, then you really do embody the phrase, coffee makes me poop. Because I'm pretty sure you're going to go soon.
I don't know where to go with that. All right, man. Well, I think we've already closed it out. Should we just play the music and enjoy?
I think we should. I'm just going to enjoy the silence.
Yes. Enjoy the present you've unwrapped.
I feel better.
Heck yeah. Awesome, baby.